I'm Luciano Saber, and this is Aspiring Hollywood, where you can see them before the glitz and glamour. By them, I mean the hard-working Hollywood professionals who come to us with knowledge and experience of the business, but more importantly, the distinguished guests provide us with details about the defining moment of their career. This is very important, folks, the defining moment, that one event that separated them from wanting to work in the business to actually doing it, working in the business. My next guest has over 20 titles under his belt, with 2 completed productions this year and 3 others in post-production. His last venture was to participate in the highly anticipated reality show Take the Money and Run on ABC. I'm talking, of course, about Adrian Bustamante, and he's somebody you should definitely know. Adrian, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Tell me about Take the Money and Run. Obviously, that's been on all the commercials and highly publicized. What I want to know is, did you take the money?
Well, we did take the money and run, but that's about as far as I can tell you in regards to how it ends. You got to kind of watch it.
I don't want to get you in trouble with the producers of ABC, so disregard that question. What is Take the Money and Run?
Take the Money and Run it's a really unbelievable show. It was just created by Jerry Bruckheimer and Bertram von Munster. They both created The Amazing Race together, and it combines a couple different aspects. It combines just 2 teams, myself and my brother actually, and then another team of detectives. We're given a case full of $100,000 and told to hide it within an hour in San Francisco, and then after the hour is up, we get detained, and then the detectives get 48 hours to find the money. So either they find the money and win it, or they don't, and my brother and myself win it. So.
Wow, so you actually go to jail? Do they put you in a jail cell? Or what? I've seen some clips.
Yeah, they put us in jail. ABC's finally putting up some clips. We get interrogated by real-life interrogators, great people. We actually met them after the show finally ended and got to know their real, personalities after everything is done. But 30 years in the business, dealing with some really hard-nosed criminals. So we got the full romp of it's like we were just really in jail and we had done something horrible. So
what? They put you in an interrogation room and drilled you and put a spotlight on you, didn't give you a cigarette break or anything?
Nothing like that. And it's funny because people always think of, and I always do the same thing, you think of reality shows and you think some of the stuff's got to be, made up. It's got to be scripted. And this one, it honestly wasn't. It was full on. We, for 2 days, we had to spend 2 days separated in a makeshift jail. We're locked up and we're just sitting there with nothing else but. And
did they have the cameras running?
Yeah, the cameras
while you were inside 24 hours.
The whole time cameras are running. So it should be a very interesting show. I don't want to give too much away because I think people are going to be very excited when they see it and they see how it's going to work and how these people are going to react. Because I think the main thing is it creates people wanting to come up with ideas of how they can be on the show and make, do better than the contestants. So I think with that type of aspect, it's going to kind of create a little bit of a buzz.
Oh, absolutely. No, I'm very excited about it. I'm certainly going to watch it, and of course anything that Jerry Bruckheimer touches is, he's done I think 1 show before, didn't he?
I think one. I think that's it. I think this might be his 2nd thing. But
yeah, maybe 2.5.
Yeah, he might get lucky. He has a bright career ahead of him. I think he's a really nice person.
Yeah. Well, maybe one day he'll show up to Aspiring Hollywood and talk about his defining moment.
Exactly.
Right? Until then, I want to know about your defining moment.
The first thing I ever did was I did some featured extra work on a film called What Just Happened. It was starring Robert De Niro and Catherine Keener, and we spent 16 hours in the Kodak Theater just sitting there, watching these amazing actors work. And most people would say, 16 hours, is a grueling day, and it's not going to be much fun. But it was the most amazing 16 hours of my life. It honestly was. Like as I sat there in the theater and I just looked at these guys doing their work, and this is their job and this is their craft. I was like, there's nothing else that I want to do.
You actually get paid to go and have fun,
exactly.
Right? It's like a playground.
Exactly.
Right?
You get to pay to do what you love. So that was the moment that I knew what I wanted to do. Kind of at the point when I realized that I'm working and I'm actually doing what I want to do was on the set of a television show called Trauma that we did up in San Francisco as well. Really short-lived show, only lasted a season, but it was an amazing experience. I just remember being on set and then just sitting there and the cameras are going to roll and you just look around and there's 40, 50 people, crew, cast, and everything. You just sit there and you just realize that it's real. Like this is really happening.
Yeah.
And I've had the same conversation with a couple other amazing actors, and they've had a similar experience. And it's just, that was the moment when I realized this is real. Like, so, I can do this.
Right. So that was the moment that you realized that you want to have a career in this business,
exactly.
right? But to get to that moment, right, something must have happened.
Of course.
Like a series of events.
Of course.
That, and the reason I'm asking this question is very important for the audience members, because if there's somebody, you know, maybe not even within the Los Angeles city limits, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're thinking about becoming an actor, and you know, they don't have the first clue of how to start,
yeah.
right? So that's why it's important to know how you got started and what led to that, you know, great moment when you realized you wanted to do this.
Gotcha.
As a career. Yeah.
After the Kodak Theater experience, I kind of I sat down. I lucked out in the sense that I had a friend of mine that used to actually own his own talent agency in Los Angeles. It was a really small agency, but he had a lot of good information to give me about the business side of things. He said, you know, you can learn the acting side anywhere. You go to schools, you know that you love it. He's like, but what you really have to understand is the business side. And if you can understand that and just take it for what it's worth, you'll go a lot further and you'll last a lot longer for this than some people who just don't know how to deal with it.
And what was some of that?
Just in regards to just knowing how to, knowing that you deserve to get paid as an actor. And you know, I mean, there's a lot of instances where people will say, oh, well, you get copy and credit, which in some instances is fine. If you see something work that you believe in and you love and you want to do it, great. But as I always thought when I first walked into it, I'm giving everything I have, why shouldn't I get paid for doing this? So that was a big thing. And then it's just like the little things, like getting correct headshots, you know, making sure your resume looks good, being professional when you go to an audition or being professional when you're on set. All these things come into play to just create more opportunities for you as you kind of progress as an actor, just because people do know you and know, hey, this guy is not only a good actor, but he's very professional and good to be around, and so on and so forth.
Sure. So now your friend gives you this advice, and then what did you do with that advice?
So he gives me my advice, and you know, he goes, you know, I think you have to just go out and audition now and see what happens. So had my headshots, you know, no resume really, because I haven't done anything. So I go to some auditions out.
And he got you the auditions?
No, he actually forwarded me to some casting sites that San Francisco had. There was like, similar to Los Angeles, there was SF Casting. There's some casting directors that I just kind of went in and filled out some information, and they would just call me in. But so I'm on SF Casting, and I'm just submitting myself to these different castings, and I finally get called in, and I'm just so excited. You know, I have my sides, and I'm ready to go do this commercial audition, and it was just the biggest calamity ever. I just completely bombed in there. But it was the best experience and the worst experience all at once. So you know, as I took all this gentleman's information, and then I knew that at some point something would click, and I just got out there, and it was just really hard work and persistence. That's what really comes into play. If you think that someone's going to call you and you're just going to become famous, or you're going to get that role that you're hoping for, it usually doesn't work that way. It takes a lot of extra effort on your part to kind of keep submitting yourself. If you have an agent, make sure they're submitting you. If you have a manager, same thing. But it's a team effort in one. So there's not just one person on that team that's going to be working for you. You all need to work together. And that's kind of what I put together with it.
Right, absolutely. So tell me about your current projects. You have two that actually wrapped and
yes.
and are in post now.
Yeah, one of them just recently wrapped. It's called Night with Andrew Cunanan. It was a film where I actually play Andrew Cunanan, the gentleman who killed Johnny Versace. It was a wonderful role. I loved it to death, just because it really took me out of the usual roles that I was usually getting, which was you know, police officers, EMTs, you know, square-jawed, you know, gentlemen. That
you actually had some meat to this role.
So it was good. I got you know, the Andrew Cunanan was he was a homosexual, but he had like a lot of there's a lot of depth to the character that I got to dig into and try and pull as much as I could out of it. So great project, great director, great script. So I'm really excited for that to
when is that one coming out?
Right now they're just finishing up everything, so they're going to start going on the festival circuit this year. I think they've already started submitting. So just kind of hoping and waiting to see where we're going and who's going to accept us. So we're excited for that.
That's great.
Yeah. Another one in post-production right now is a film called Red Tails, which was an amazing experience for me. I got to work with George Lucas for, you know, a quick day, you know, so I played Vincenzo. He's an Italian bartender in the film, so that's another moment where you're just sitting there and George Lucas is, you know, telling you where to go and putting you in certain situations.
Now that's a defining moment.
Like,
if I ever heard of one,
I was
right?
like, is this really happening right now? Like, you're just sitting there and I'm like, I love you. Like, I love your films. You're directing me right now. So that one's in post-production. It should be out next year, 2012. It's kind of, people are really anticipating it because he ended up like co-directing it unexpectedly. He was just producing it, and then he decided he wanted to do some reshoots, and he just did all the reshoots himself. So
did you give him any pointers on where to place the camera?
I did. I didn't like the way something was one time, and and then I thought my character should have more scenes in the film, but he just didn't like it.
He didn't like it, huh? Okay, well, good. And then what are these other three that you were talking about?
The other three right now, obviously, Take the Money and Run will air August 2nd, 9 p.m. ABC. Gosh, what else is going on? My Country, My Politics, I just wrapped on that. It's actually a short film that will be going out to different film festivals. Great script, great crew, great cast. So really excited about that. It was just another opportunity to play something different.
It certainly sounds like you're very, very busy these days.
Thankfully,
which is fortunate for an actor.
Yeah, exactly.
Busy, right?
Exactly. Knock on wood, it's been very busy. I just 2 days ago, I just got cast in a new pilot for Telemundo. It's called Hacienda Heights. Wow. So it's a nice little role there. I don't really speak Spanish, but it's one of the first like Spanglish. It's English and Spanish, so they were able to cast me in that. And
wow.
I hope I can read some stuff. So
yeah, no, I'm sure you'll do fine.
Yeah, so we'll shoot the pilot and we'll hope that it gets picked up and we'll see what happens.
With a last name like Bustamante, come on.
Yeah, exactly. So you'd think that I'd be able to speak Spanish, but it doesn't always come out that way.
Spanish, Italian, they're all pretty close, right?
Same thing, same bowl.
What's your advice then? Tell me what you would say to an aspiring actor.
My biggest advice that I always tell everybody, and friends, everybody, is just you have to work hard. You can't like sit on your laurels and just expect things to be handed to you, because it's not how it works. Like, I guess in some instances, very rare, it's happened for some actors and they've just made it and it just fell in their lap. But everything that I've ever done and gotten to this point, which I'm very happy with, but I still know that there's more to come, is all been off of just constant and hard work. What
are you doing to maintain your career? I guess you just answered with the hard work and perseverance, right?
Yeah.
But is there anything else?
To maintain what I'm doing now, I always just tell myself I don't ever want to work any less than I did the first day that I thought that I wanted to do this as a career. So if I feel that if I continually work at that hard, I'll be fine. There's not much else that I can do besides give all the effort I possibly can, and then just know that if it's meant to happen, it'll happen. And I feel that it's happening, and there's just definitely more to come. So just keep working hard. That's all I can say.
Well, it's certainly happening for you, and I'll make sure to watch Take the Money and Run. And you guys at home, you watch Take the Money and Run as well. There was a plug for ABC,
Thank you.
guess.
I'm sure ABC thanks you as well.
Yeah. Anyway, but thank you, Adrian, for stopping by and seeing us. We really appreciate it.
I appreciate
it was a pleasure meeting you. Yeah. So, and thank you guys for watching. Please visit us at aspiringhollywood.com as we bring you these great interviews with hardworking professionals in Hollywood. Take care now.